Hello, everybody. March 15th, the Ides of March, middle of the day, and I want to talk about Bitcoin because it's had a real interesting run here, right? Kind of a volatile week. And I want to especially show you something about the way TradeStation charts this stuff. There's a big gap here, right? Big gap since Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at this chart. TradeStation is not charting. It doesn't chart Bitcoin price over the weekend. Bitcoin, of course, trades 24/7, 365 days, and is always going on. And TradeStation does transmit the price, but it doesn't record the chart. So that's kind of a liability when things happen big time over the weekend. So I want to show you what this looked like from a NinjaTrader perspective. But also, just before we get rolling here, what do we see here? Well, we see the market had a big uptrend, came back down, tested monthly PL dot, came up strongly out of that and into this big rally. And the rally now has hit the monthly, quarterly resistance and is assessing its fortunes now. But let's go and look at the NinjaTrader chart to see what we can learn. Okay, here we have our NinjaTrader chart, a daily chart of Bitcoin. And here you can see last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Saturday and Sunday, we can see these bars develop, and they're full daily bars. And it's very instructive to see what's happened. Now, look at this pattern. So exhaust down, exhaust holding, moving sideways, moving inside the envelope, inside the daily envelope. This is zone 2 into zone 3, closing in zone 3. Look how the 5 nines hold. 1, 2, 3, 5 nines holding perfectly. On the fourth day of this big bullish upsurge, the 5-9 is way high out of range, and it doesn't quite reach the 5-2. It's a sign of the momentum slowing just all by itself in terms of where the market turns around up in here. Going sideways. Today is a sideways consolidation bar, a little weaker, but look, it's just a simple dot refresh on the daily chart. So it's up, stop, down, refresh, and we expect up again. So let's just kind of see what's happening now. On the weekly envelope, you see just going across the page, a dip to the downside, and this will be pulled up by the next week. So it'll look like this on the weekly chart. Here we have a weekly chart with a monthly overlay. The question is, what stopped it up in here? What's the resistance level that stopped this chart? We've seen that it's gone from the weekly, the monthly envelope bottom, and blew through the monthly envelope top, came back down and tested it, which is a very, very bullish sign that it didn't go down further. Tested it again, came down, tested the monthly PL dot last week on weakness, and then bang, this blew the roof off. Like I say, rip your face off. It's a wonderful term for rapid bull move. But what stopped it up here? Well, we have to go hunting a little bit. If we look forward to the monthly chart and see what's going on here, this is actually the quarterly envelope top, and look how nicely that comes into play. So if you're wondering where the resistance lies and you can't find out what's going on, just step it back a little. Step back, step back, step back. So really this move that we've seen is from the quarterly envelope bottom to the quarterly envelope top. Now, this is the interesting dynamic here that I'm watching. We're seeing we're going against the quarterly downtrend. But against that, the monthly PL dot is kind of pushing up. Now we have the monthly PL dot crossing the quarterly PL dot. This is very bullish. This is very bullish. Yes, there'll be a retracement. Yes, there'll be a retracement, but it may not be this month. It may be next month, and the next month live PL dot will be up in here somewhere, so it may not be a very big retracement. We may be almost there. So if you look at the quarterly chart with a yearly overlay, this is a yearly envelope bottom and so forth, we see basically that we're headed up towards, there's a dot refresh on the yearly move. This is a preliminary target up here in the 330, the 30,000 mark. So Bitcoin's a thin market. Not very much money, comparatively speaking, to the size of the financial markets overall. Not very much money will move it very strongly. So that's why we can see back in the middle of 2021, when things were, I guess that's the first quarter of 2021, when the market just screamed on north, unbelievably big ranges day after day. We can see that again. And we see that the geopolitical moves, such as the bank failure, now we're seeing a flight to safety. A flight to safety. This last move on the daily, this last move is a flight to safety. It's a flight to safety. It's very, very interesting. There's a distinct shift in the psychology of this market, that people are looking to this the way they would look at other safe assets in a crisis. And there's some big money that yanked some big players that yanked their money out of the Silicon Valley banks and signature banks and put it into Bitcoin over the weekend. If we look at the hourly chart over the weekend, you'll see that it happened very, very suddenly, moving up. This is a different psychology that's developing around Bitcoin, which is predicted by the Bitcoin theorists, but we haven't really seen it. So let me show you on the hourly chart what that looked like. On March 12, okay, here we are on March 12. Let me get my pointer back. This is what we've been seeing in the Bitcoin market. Very narrow ranges, kind of chugging back and forth. The market was waiting. Nothing was much going on. It respected the daily support and resistance lines. This is the daily PL dot here, so it's just broken that and it kind of stayed above it. But then bang, middle of the day, news hit regarding the Silicon Valley closures and the signature bank closure during the day, and bang, big money started to move. As soon as that moved, it retracted more and more and just took off. So this is on the 13th. On the 13th, when Monday morning comes up. So this is on a Sunday. This is the 12th is on a Sunday. On the Monday morning on the 13th, here we have the overnight hours, and then 4 o'clock in the morning, the Europeans didn't do very much. But 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the U.S. time, things really started to boogie because there are more big players sitting down on a table and looking at things and say, what are we going to do here? Well, we're going to protect our money. We're going to yank it, and we're going to put it into Bitcoin. They probably had already yanked it out of Silicon Valley and looking for a place to park it, so that's where it went. So we're going to see more of this in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead with Bitcoin. If it truly starts to act as a store of value and a safe haven and a flight to quality entity, it's going to be a very different world, because huge amounts of money can go into Bitcoin, and it will cause very big price moves, because Bitcoin is a thin market at present, and not too much money, relative speaking, will move it. This is probably a few $1 billion from here up to here going into the market, but you have to remember that the bond market is trillions of dollars, and so there we are. Quite some opportunity. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. It's ridiculously long. Maybe I can edit some of it out, but that's the story for the moment.